Letting your arms relax down toward the mat. Keep a slight bend in the knees. Roll up slowly to stand. Take your time as you uncurl all the way up. And when the head comes up last, stand tall. Drop the shoulders back, the palms slightly turning forward. Tadasana mountain pose, gazing past the end of the nose. Big inhale, sweep the arms up and over. Reach up, look at your thumbs. Exhaling, dive back over the legs. On your inhale, lifting the chest. As you exhale, step your left leg back in a low lunge. You can lower the back knee to modify if you like, or keep it lifted. We'll take a twist here, lifting the right arm up, reaching up through the fingertips, maybe peek up toward the hand. Otherwise, just looking toward the side wall. Make sure the right heel stays down. Give it one more big inhale. Exhale, lower the right hand down, step to down dog, bring the right leg back. On your next inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Big inhale, slide it through into low cobra. Elbows bending, tops of the feet down. Bring it back to your down dog, or maybe give yourself a child's pose here. Taking 3 deep breaths. Right, again, modifying your practice as you need. If you need today, be kind to yourself. Taking one more deep breath. Then looking forward through the hands, slight bend in the knees. Walk or lightly hop your feet to the front of the mat. Folding over the legs, keep a slight bend in the knees, begin rolling up to stand. Take your time as you uncurl all the way up. Chest up, shoulders back, lengthening the tailbone down. Big inhale, sweep the arms up and over, look up as you reach. Exhale, dive back over the legs. Lifting up the chest on the inhale, maybe palms to shins. Step your right foot back in a low lunge. Just doing the other side. You can lower the right knee to modify or lift it, pick up the left arm. Try looking up toward the fingertips, never forcing the stretch. Make sure the left heel stays on the mat. One more big inhale. Exhale, lower the left hand, down dog. Step the left leg back. On your inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, you can either drop the knees to modify or take chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, press back to down dog or taking your child's pose. 3 deep breaths. Two more deep breaths. One more time. Good, little bend in the knees, looking forward. Step or float the feet up to the front of the mat. This time we'll lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, rounding down, folding over the legs. Big inhale, sweep the arms around and up. Reach up as you look. Come to Tadasana, arms release by your side. Step your feet together, toes and heels touch all the way. Start to bend the knees nice and deep. Let your fingertips reach toward the mat, setting up chair pose, Utkatasana. Keep the tailbone sinking down. Keep the hips down, lift the arms up. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. Take one more inhale, maybe look up between the palms. Exhale, dive over the legs. Step the left leg back in a low lunge. Come into warrior one with your back heel turning down at a 45-degree angle. Keep the right knee bending, lift up. Looking up between the hands if you can. We'll take one more breath. Opening up for warrior two, bring the arms out to the side. Keep the chest up, look over the right middle finger. One more time. Start to straighten out the right leg, come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Just turn the arms, lower the right hand toward the right shin, maybe looking up at the left hand. And of course, if you want to use a block under the right hand, you can Do that, or just maybe even let your fingertips reach toward the mat. Keep the breath nice and steady. Slight bend, micro bend in the right knee. Let's bend the right knee, low lunge, lower the hands to the mat. Step back to down dog, bring the right leg back. You can hold your downward facing dog. If you want to flow through, you can. You can take it forward to your plank, lower halfway. Inhale to the back bend. We'll meet in our downward facing dog for one more breath. Little bend in the knees, looking forward, step the feet up. Lifting up the chest on the inhale. Then exhale, dropping the head down. Bring your feet all the way back together, toes and heels touch. Bend the knees nice and deep, arms high. Utkatasana, chair pose. One more inhale. Exhaling, dive over the legs. It's the right leg stepping back in a low lunge. Setting up warrior one, Virabhadrasana, right heel, 45-degree angle. Keep the left knee bending, arms high. Pressing down through the legs, reaching up, look up, take one more deep breath. Open up for warrior two. Keeping the left knee bending deep, send the tailbone down. Make sure you can see your big left toe. Triangle pose, Trikonasana, straighten the front leg, turn the arms. It's the left hand lowering toward the front leg or reaching to the floor, right arm lifting high. Soften the left knee, slight micro bend, lifting the chest, opening up through the torso with the right shoulder opening up as well. Come into low lunge, bend the front knee, lower your hands to the mat. Take it back to down dog. Again, you can hold your down dog. If you want to take a child's pose, you can. If you want to flow through on your way, you can take your plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And either taking it to down dog or child's pose. Give it two more deep breaths. Good, one more full breath. And from your downward facing dog, little bend in the knees, looking forward. Walk or hop the feet up. Let's lift the chest on the inhale. And exhale, round it down and fold. Good, feet together. Toes, heels, side by side, bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Palms together at the heart. Let's take a twist to the right. Bring your left elbow outside the right knee. Keep the chest lifting. Look over the right shoulder. Take one more breath. On the inhale, come back to the middle, folding over the legs as you exhale. Send the left leg back. We're returning to warrior one with the back heel on the mat. Lift the arms. Let's go right to warrior two. Open out to the side. Reverse the warrior. Flip the right palm. Lift up the right arm. Make sure the right knee still pointing forward, bending deep. As we transition into side angle pose, Parsvakonasana. Bring the right elbow onto the right thigh. Sweep the left arm down, around and up. And you can hold it here. You can straighten the right arm toward the floor. And of course, again, if you're using blocks, maybe slide a block underneath the right hand. Oh, welcome to my cat, everybody. Wrap the left arm around the back. Nothing like a little relaxation in yoga. Sorry, guys. Okay. Chest up. Let's take one more breath. Cats need to do a little more yoga, apparently. One more breath. All right, let's come back to warrior two. Chest up, arms out to the side. Let's straighten the right leg. Turn the toes in, arms out to the side. Dive over the legs. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. Crown of the head lengthening toward the mat. If the knees need to bend, let the knees bend. If the legs are straight, keep a slight micro bend. Just let the crown of the head soften down. Sit bones high. We'll take one more breath. On your next inhale, we're lifting the chest. As we exhale, let's release into a low lunge back at the front of the mat. So pivot the toes, walk your hands around to opposite sides of your right foot, step your back foot up to the front of the mat so we're folding over the legs. You can keep the feet about hip width distance apart. Bring your hands again to opposite elbows. Just let the head soften down. And again, if it feels good, you can nod the head or shake the head. Sway a little side to side. Relax the arms toward the mat. Bring the feet all the way back together again, toes and heels touch. Bend the knees, sit deep Utkatasana, arms high. Setting up the twist, palms to prayer at the heart. Twist to the left. It's the right elbow hooking outside the left knee, chest up, thumbs at your heart center. Look over the left shoulder, one more breath. On the inhale, bring it to the middle. As you exhale, dive over the leg, stepping your right leg back in a low lunge. Setting up warrior one on the other side. Turn the back heel 45-degree angle, arms all the way up. Good. Warrior two, arms out. Looking over the left middle finger. Let's reverse the warrior, flip the left palm, lifting up the left arm. Coming into side angle pose, Parsva Konasana, left elbow on the thigh, sweep the right arm down, around and up. Chest up, drop the left shoulder down, and if you did it on the first side, you can take the shoulder opener, wrap the right arm, keeping the front knee bending deep, lengthen the tailbone toward the back leg. One more breath. Warrior two, press down, arms out to the side, straightening the left leg, turn the toes in. This time, reach the arms behind the back, interlace all 10 fingers, chest up. Then exhale, dive over the legs, crown of the head to the mat, sit bones high. Let the toes rest nice and easy on the mat. Try to keep the feet level so you're drawing the inner arches of the feet toward each other, avoiding the urge to roll to the little toe sides of the feet. Take one more breath. Start to lower your hands toward the mat, lifting up the chest. Come into a low lunge, face the front of the mat. You're pivoting the toes, walk the hands around to opposite sides of your left foot, low lunge. This time we step back to down dog, bring the left leg back. Again, you can hold your downward facing. If you want to go right into a child's pose, you can. If you want to flow through, you can too. All right, inhaling plank. Exhaling chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. Let's all take a child's pose. Lower the knees, separate the knees, toes together, hips to heels. You can keep the arms reaching forward, or if you like in child's pose, reach the arms back behind you. Two more breaths. And coming back up onto your hands and knees. Return to downward facing dog, hips up and back. Put a little bend in the knees. Walk your hands back to your feet. So we're folding over both legs, back of the mat. Rounding down. Roll up slowly to stand at the back of the mat. Take your time, let the breath move. Press down, lift up, head up, shoulders back. Good. I'm going to turn and face you so you can see what I'm doing. Setting up tree pose, Vrikshasana. Shifting your weight to your left leg. Bring your hands on the waist. Turn the right toes out to the right side. Avoiding your left knee, step your right foot inside the leg, either below to the inner shin, or you can grab the foot, step the foot up to the inner left thigh. Right, so the tailbone lengthens down, you're lifting up out of the waist, the shoulders out of the ears, palms together at the heart. Just look past the end of the nose, take your time. Keep the breath moving. On an inhale, float the arms up, separate the hands. And just breathe. Give yourself the flexibility to move like a tree would in the breeze, right? So you're holding still in your foundation, but not too rigid. You need some flexibility to move. Take one more breath. Bringing both palms together again at the heart. Good. Lower your right leg to the mat. We'll go the other way. Hands on the waist. Shift your weight to the right leg. Turn the left toes out. Avoiding the right knee, step your left foot to the shin, or you can go foot to thigh. So the thigh presses against the foot against the thigh, chest up, palms at the heart. Look past the end of the nose. Find one point to focus on. That's your drishti. It's going to help you balance nice and easy. Then lift the arms, separate the hands. Press down, lift up. One more breath. Good. With the palms together again at the heart, lower your left foot to the mat. Let the arms drop by your side again at the back of your mat. The feet slightly separated. Big inhale, circle the arms around and up. Urdhva Hastasana. Look up at your thumbs. Exhale, dive over the legs. Uttanasana, down dog. Walk your hands out. On your inhale, lifting up the right leg. Come into pigeon pose. Bring the right knee through so your right knee is closer to the right wrist. Your left leg extends back behind you. Maybe even peek over the left shoulder just to make sure that the toes are pointing straight back. Try to level the hips. If you need, you can put a block or a blanket under the right hip. If you find that you're shifting off to the right side, we want to make sure that the hips are level. Sit tall, inhale. Then exhaling, walk the hands out. Lower the forehead down. And of course, if this is not okay on the joints, the hips, the knees, the ankles, whatever, you'll lay on your back and do the reverse figure four. Please be mindful of where you are today. Again, be kind, right? Let's take one more deep breath. And as you start to release out, slide the hands in, lift the head, the chest up. Let's step back to down dog. Bring the right leg back. Shake it off, stretch it out, right? Pedaling out the heels. We're gonna go the other way. Big inhale, lift up your left leg. Put a bend in the knee as you exhale, slide the knee through. Right leg back. Hips level, chest up. Prop yourself if you need, modify if you need on your back. Then walk the hands out, lower the forehead down. You can even put a blanket or something under your forehead if that feels good, giving yourself a little more extra cushion. Surrendering up to the stretch. Give it one more deep breath. Good, then start to slide the hands in, lift the forehead up. Let's come into a seated position, starting in a cross-legged seat. So I'm gonna roll to the outer left leg, bring the right leg around. I'm gonna turn and face you. So the right ankle is lined up in front of your left. So if this is best for the joints today, you can stay right here. If you're otherwise feeling good, you want a slightly deeper hip stretch, you're going to take the right leg, slide it over the left so that you have your right knee lined up on top of the left, right? Setting up Gomukhasana. All right, so your feet kind of lengthen out to the left and to the right. And feel free to hold it right here. You can take your hands to your legs or out to the sides. If you want to add a little shoulder opener, reach the arms back behind you. Take your hands to opposite elbows. All right, then sit tall, maybe hold here, or lean into it a little bit. And just keep the head softening down. Keep the breath moving one more time. And we'll all meet back upright. Release the arms like shaking out the hands, and taking your right leg, release it out. Extend your left leg out to the side, coming into Janu Shirshasana. So the right foot presses against the inner left thigh. Sit tall. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, reach over the left leg. Use a strap if you need, or if you don't have a strap, you can also just take your hands to the leg or to opposite sides of the leg, right? If it's not reasonable to grab onto the foot, that's okay. Maybe even put a little bend in the left knee if you need. Take one more breath. And start to lift the chest. Letting go of your left foot, let's switch sides. So I'm bringing the left leg in again. And I'm gonna bring my left leg on top, setting up my Gomukhasana. So the left knee stacks up on top of the right. The feet angle out to the sides. And again, you can either hold here, arms out, hands on the feet, or hands to opposite elbows behind the back. Just switch the grip so the opposite hand is on top, chest up, holding here, or lean into it a little bit. Give it one more deep breath. Then bring it all the way back up. Letting go of the arms, shake it out a little bit. Janu Shirshasana, so it's the left leg bending, the right leg reaching out to the side. So your left foot against the inner right thigh. Sit tall. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, reach out to the right side. Put a little bend in the right knee if you need to. Use a strap, or just let your hands reach to opposite sides of the leg if that is more reasonable today. Taking one more breath. Good. On the inhale, lift the chest. Exhaling, releasing out the foot. Let's bend up at both knees. Roll down onto your back. We'll do some bridge pose today with your knees bending, feet on the mat, roll back. Step your feet in enough so that your heels more or less line up underneath your knees, keeping the feet and the knees hip width distance apart, 4 to 6 inches. Arms alongside the body. Press down as you inhale, lift the hips, sweep the arms overhead so the backs of the hands reach to the floor behind you. Yeah, let the toes rest nice and easy on the mat. Slowly lower the arms, lower the hips at the same time. Inhaling, lift the hips, lifting the arms over. Exhaling, lower the hands and the hips at the same time. 3 more breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. Good. Inhaling. Exhale. Let's give it one more breath. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Hugging your knees in toward the chest, releasing out the back, releasing the hips. You can rock a little side to side. If you want to take a happy baby pose, you can grab that. Good. Then hug your right knee in toward the chest as your left leg extends out on the mat. We're going to do a nice reclining twist. Hold on to the right leg, but let your right arm drop out to the right side, twisting toward the left side. Turn your head to the right. Keep the shoulder on the mat and take one more deep breath. Let's come back to center. Release the right leg. Bring your left knee in. We'll go the other way. So holding on to the left leg with your right hand, drop the left arm out, twist to the right, but turn your head over the shoulder. One more breath. Good. Come back to center. Feet on the mat. And yogi's choice before we wind down in Shavasana today. I'm actually going to lower the music really quick. We'll do an inversion, the inversion of your choice, right? So option 1, shoulder stance, Sarvangasana, you can. As long as you're not working through any injuries with the head, neck, and shoulders, right? Lift the legs, catch the lower back, then lift the legs up toward the sky, right? And you're not turning your head if you're doing this, right? Just look at your feet. If you're modifying this morning, stay on your back, arms out to the sides with the palms up, just lift the legs up so your heels line up over the hips. And you could always bend the knees, but just making sure the heels line up. If you want, I mean, you're in your own home, you can also take a mat to the wall and do a fully restorative legs up the wall, completely up to you as well, right? So any option is fine. Just do what's going to be best for you today. And maybe it's different than what it was yesterday, and maybe it's different than what it'll be tomorrow, right? Take one more breath. Let's all lower down. And your choice of counter stretch, right? So we always do a pose and then a counter pose to kind of work out the body and release everything. So option 1, you can stay on your back for fish pose, Matsyasana. The legs are straight. Hug the elbows in, lift the chest, drop the head back. So the top of the head is on the mat, shoulders relax to the mat. Option 2, you can roll onto your belly and take cobra pose, which we did at the beginning of our practice today, on the belly. Hug the hands in so the fingertips line up under the shoulders. Press the tops of the feet down and lift the chest. Let's give it one more breath wherever you are. If you're on your back in fish pose, hug the knees in. If you're on your belly, take a child's pose. And take 2 or 3 more deep breaths. And settling onto your backs, setting up your Shavasana, your final relaxation today, giving yourself at least a minute or 2 to wind down, letting the body have this opportunity to better integrate the benefits of your efforts. Let the feet separate, the toes drop out a little bit. Turn the palms face up toward the sky. Let the eyes close. Letting go of the Ujjayi breath. Soften the space between the eyebrows. Feel the shoulders soften back and releasing through the body, feeling fully supported by the mat underneath you.